Welcome, everyone. Welcome to this week's Water Signs live readings for the week of November 6th through November 12th of 2022. So, together with tarot and astrology, we are going to gain some spiritual guidance today for Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Guys, please remember I do use timestamps. So, if you're coming in after the live stream, thank you so much for coming back to watch the video. You'll just want to click in the description box and you can scroll down to Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, and it will take you where you want to go. All right, so it looks like we're live. I see Facebook, I see YouTube. Hi, Sandra. Let me know. Sound, everything is going okay. I didn't have any hiccups getting started, so it looks like everything should be fine. So I do want to talk about the astrology. Thank you so much, Sandra. Hi, Diana. All right, so we're going to look at the eclipse as we talk about the astrology because that is mostly what we are dealing with, right? And you guys will notice that the eclipse chart does show the UTC sign. That is going to be the time that they are using. And that is the new successor to Greenwich time. So the 1059 that you see in the middle there, where the eclipse is at its greatest, and the moon will be that blood red color. It's going to be 4:59 a.m. Central Time here in the U.S. I'm in Illinois, so you guys can now base that, coordinate it with your time zone, and see when it's going to be the best for you. We will talk a little bit at the end of the astrology of when is the best time to view that. Hi, Miss Tina. All right, so I do want to mention Mars really quickly. We're going to talk about Mars a lot more tonight, guys. We do have a special live tonight at 7 p.m. And again, we'll talk about that a little later. But Mars is now officially retrograde. It went retrograde on October 30th. So some of you are really feeling some heavy energy right now. Some of you are really dealing with your masculine energy. Remember, guys, it doesn't matter if you're a man or woman. We have both masculine and feminine energies within us, our one being. Your masculine energy is what makes you protect yourself, provide for yourself. Your feminine energy is what makes you nurture and care for yourself. So we have both of those energies. And again, we'll talk more about that tonight. But if you are feeling that heavy energy, I just really want everyone to know that Mars retrograde affects everyone on the planet. It's astrology. It's something that's happening to everyone. So it doesn't matter what type of spiritual journey you're on. Or even if you're on a spiritual journey, right? Everyone is. Some people just don't know they are. But it doesn't matter because it just means that you're just feeling that intense, heavy energy. And remember, guys, retrogrades are a time to revisit. All right, so let's talk about this Taurus full blood moon lunar eclipse. It's going to be here on November 8th. This blood moon, the reason it's called the blood moon is because it's a total eclipse and it's what gives it that reddish color. This is the second lunar eclipse of 2022. The last lunar eclipse, you'll remember, was May 16th. And that was the Scorpio lunar eclipse. And we talked about that Scorpio lunar eclipse because here with purplelunarose tarot, our tribe collectively was dealing with codependency. So you'll want to think back at that time. You were breaking away from something you thought you just had to have, right? Like you just couldn't live with whatever it is. You weren't going to be able to move forward and it just sucked, right? So about that time, we were learning that actually we're very strong, powerful souls, and we can go forward with whatever it is that's not there anymore, right? So here's what I'm going to say about this lunar eclipse, guys. This lunar eclipse, when you're looking at lunar eclipses, you want to look at the ones that were close by. You want to look at the ones that were in the same sign. What were you doing around that time? It could tell you what's going to happen with this particular one. So what I'm doing is I'm looking back at the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse that we had too also. And then also, the other astrology, sorry, I'm stumbling over my words. The other astrology that has happened up until this point. And I'm really getting that we're going to get confirmation. So if you made a massive life decision around May 16th of 2022, just understand that many people all over this world did. And now we're going to be asked to confirm that situation. I do feel like most of us are beyond the point of confirmation. We already know that this is what we want. We may not like what we're having to do for what we want, but it's worth it, right? So that's kind of what's happening to everyone, and you can take your own situation and put in there and see that it fits with blah 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 what's happening with you. All right. So the Taurus lunar eclipse. All lunar eclipses really are massive spiritual shifts. So what happens is you're gonna feel they signify like big endings and big beginnings. So you're gonna feel like you're being realigned towards your purpose. Remember, this is what I called the fast forward or the timeline jump. I do feel like we have done that. Most of you are really struggling with your free will at this point, because what happens is you decide that you want to do something different. So let's go back to that Scorpio lunar eclipse. Let's say you realize, oh, I can go forward in my life and be successful and happy without this one thing. And once you realize that, you realize, but I'm going to have to do something to be able to do that. And so whatever that thing is that you're having to do is kind of difficult, right? It's not coming easily. And so really that's kind of where we get into the whole free will. Like, am I really choosing to do this, or am I being forced to do this? And what I'm going to say here is, when we're being aligned towards our purpose, understand that your purpose is the path that your soul chose for this lifetime. So yes, it is something that you want, but your mind, body, spirit, it all breaks up. Ego comes into play. And we're humans. So, all right. So, the reason that this is a lunar eclipse is whenever there's an eclipse, it has to be close to one of the nodes, right? And so this one is conjunct with the North Node that's also in Taurus. The North Node has been in Taurus all year, guys. That means all year since January, I believe January 23rd, you have been very focused on, what am I doing here? 2022 has definitely been the year of, where am I going? What's my purpose? Many people are getting tired of just waking up and living their everyday 9 to 5. Many people are breaking free from stagnant energies, and all of these things can be very challenging when it happens, but it is always for your greater good. I also want to mention, I haven't mentioned it in the last prior to, guys, we have already posted the fire and earth signs. So if you missed those, make sure to go back and check those out. But I didn't mention Uranus. And see, this particular lunar eclipse is conjunct with Taurus, which conjunct means it's together. It's together with Taurus. The North Node in Taurus, and then Uranus is also in Taurus. So that's what makes this particular lunar eclipse slightly different. This lunar eclipse with Uranus being conjunct also means that there could be some sudden changes, things that happen quickly. And that's going to be most likely what the challenging part is for you guys with this lunar eclipse. What I will say is, the more you are willing to bend, like the less you're screaming and fighting about free will, the easier that this energy will be for you, and the more beneficial this energy will be for you. So I'm going to make an example. Here's an example. Let's say I decided to start a business. I'm going to start following my purpose, and I'm going to open my business, and I'm going to start helping people do something. And I decided that I was going to do that on that Scorpio lunar eclipse, right? Well, this particular lunar eclipse, I would have had to work and build up my business and advertise and market and all those things, right? I would have had to been doing that this whole time. And then I would have realized, wow, this takes a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? Do I really want to do this? And let's say I decided, yes, I do really want to keep doing this. So I continue to do it. Now, all of a sudden, those monetizations that were giving us trouble suddenly don't give us so much trouble. Suddenly rules change. Suddenly you're being benefited. You see what I'm trying to say? So the more you work with the energy, the more it's going to benefit you. The more you work against the energy, the more challenging it's going to be. But all in all, you're always going to get realigned to where you're supposed to be. All right. So I want to say at this point, because I know that it sounds kind of a little downer, and I really don't like it to be that way. Astrology is a tool, and we can mark our calendars and go by it and use it. And it explains to us why we feel a certain way. Remember, guys, your body is made of mostly water. Remember that. You know how the moon makes the oceans, tides, and waves? All of the universe does that to us. Okay. So all that energy, all that pulling and coming and going and up and down and all of that you're feeling, that's going to be astrology, and you want to use it as a tool. But I want you to understand that you're not the only person on the planet feeling it. Every single person is. Not everyone talks about it. We do. That's what we do here. So that's what I just want everyone to know that you're not alone, and we're here. So if you're needing to reach out, or if you just want to join and come in when we're doing the lives, please feel free to do so. That is my purpose. It's just to show you that you're not alone. All right, so let's talk about the fun stuff. The fun stuff is, how do you get to view it? So remember I said right there in the middle of your screen, do you guys see it where it says 10:59, the UTC time? So that's 4:59 a.m. Central Standard Time. Here in the US, in Illinois, is where I'm at. So now you'll be able to coordinate with your time zone when you're going to be able to see that moon at the most red. And what I will say is this lunar eclipse does favor North America and Hawaii the most. It will be directly overhead mid-eclipse, so that means that it will be bright, bright red for us at 4:59 a.m. Central Standard Time. For other people that watch us, let's see, there is Central and Eastern Asia. We have Australia, New Zealand, Indonesia. These countries are actually large views that we get on our channel. I know, it shocked me too. I was like, what? Me and Miss Tina was talking about I have a new person that has found us in the Etsy shop, and she's from Malaysia. I know, right? How cool is that? So yeah, it does seem that their view is going to be a little bit different, and they're going to see it Tuesday evening as the moon is rising, guys. As the moon is rising. Look at Diana. It says 2:59 for me. Yikes. All right, guys, that's it. That's all I have for the astrology. I was watching astrology, another person that I like to watch earlier, and I seen in one of the comments, one of the person was like, "This gives me anxiety," and I was like, "Well, life." I was thinking to myself, I didn't comment, but I was like, "Life alone gives me anxiety." This helps my anxiety, because when I do get anxious about things, or I start to feel like, "Why am I feeling this way?" I can look at the astrology and be like, "Oh, Mars retrograde. That makes so much more sense." You see what I'm saying? All right, guys. So let's talk about it. Tonight, we're going to do our second. This is the second one. Guys, I've been doing this for 2 years. And the twin flame current energy update. I wanted to come out here and start doing this 2 years ago, because as I was watching some of these other videos that I was seeing about twin flames, I was noticing that there was so much misinformation. So much of this, I'm going to tell you what you want to hear BS. And I don't, if you know me personally, which most of you in here right now do, you know that I'm not that person, right? I have a mouth and I use it. um, but it's really, kind of, it's a struggle. The journey is already, it's very difficult. So when you're being told misinformation, it definitely can make your journey a lot harder. And what happens is, you'll see, we had a little bit of a situation yesterday with it. I'm not going to touch on it too much, but you'll see that some people just don't have all the information about the twin journey. They think it's more of a soulmate type of situation, and then that's where they just keep going astray and further from their path. the more they listen to that type of information. Once you realize the three different types of relationships, right? You have soulmates, you have a twin flame, and you have karmic relationships. You only have one twin. You can have several soulmates, and you can have several karmics. I would hope not, but you can. But we only have one twin. We're only one soul, right? And I think it's just so much misconception that it's about the person, and the person actually only catapults your spiritual awakening. It catapults their spiritual awakening. You heal, they heal. You can go back years and years later if you never came into what I call 3D union, because you're always in union. You're one soul. You can't tear it apart. So, you know what I'm saying? When you come into, if you do come into 3D union, which some people do, um, it's definitely a different type of relationship. The ones that you do see come into like 3D union, or what I call 3D union, are usually like big people. They have a large following. And what I mean by big people, I mean like celebrities, movie stars, artists of some sort, people that you know. I like to use, you know, Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt as an example, or Jennifer. Why am I so not getting the words today? Lopez and Ben Affleck. They're perfect examples of twin flames. They have a large following, and they're teaching the entire world what unconditional love means. And that means that you love someone without expectation. I know, right? That sounds crazy, but that's what we're doing. And that's the purpose of the twin journey. I don't even like using words like twin flames, because the moment I say twin flames, people automatically in their head go to the person that catapulted their twin journey. And they think, oh, it's about that person, that guy, that woman. I'm supposed to wait until they figure it out. You see what I'm saying? And it's just nothing really gets done. We did the first one last month. It turned out really, really well. So we're going to do this one live also. Remember, guys, I will be offering free twin current energy updates at the end of the live. So if you're interested, please join us and let me know in the comments, of course. That's set for 7 p.m., guys, 7 p.m. Central Time. All right. I think that is all of the announcements that I had. 20% off merch, guys. All the merch is 20% off. And that's not me. That's actually through Spreadshirt, the people that I use, the company that I use to do my merch. You'll notice that the company I use is actually one of the biggest companies. It's the company that all the big YouTubers use. When I first started my business and my channel, I definitely took some YouTube classes and courses, and I came out that right away had everything already all set up. So the merch store has been very beneficial to me, and I appreciate anyone who has ever bought a cup or a t-shirt or a sweater that says Purple Lunar Rose Tarot. Just thank you so very much. And I want you to know I take great pride in those designs. I designed them myself. I'm ready to design some new ones. Those are definitely a little bit older, and I'm ready to get some new ones on there. So you guys will start to see, I've already created some t-shirts and sweaters. So you guys will start to see those start to pop up in your ads. Facebook shows them the most. I feel like I make the most from my merch store off Facebook. So thank you, Facebook. And when we do reach the 1,000 subscribers, if we don't reach it by January of 2023, I believe YouTube is just going to give it to us. That was the announcement that we got a few weeks back. So I'm really excited to get that out there. But yes, guys, we do have merch. If you didn't know, the link is going to be in your description box. All right, so let's timestamp. Let's get started. This is what I'm doing today. I've mixed the cards up. Miss L, hi, Miss L. I've mixed the cards up a little bit again. I've pulled out, actually, Miss L. How interesting. She always comes in at the perfect time, right? Miss L actually gifted me these. This is the Power of Love activation cards by James Van Praagh. You guys will remember that I used the Talking to Heaven by James Van Praagh, and they're beautiful, very helpful oracle cards. I believe these are exactly the same. That's for talking to people who have crossed over into heaven, and this is going to be clearly about activating your heart chakra and understanding unconditional love, right? I felt like that was really important for the water signs today. And then we're going to pull the magical times. I actually shuffled these guys and I haven't looked at them. I'm just turning them over to show you. So we have empathy here and confidence. I do feel like this confidence is going to be the focus for the water signs. And then we are going to use the angels and ancestors again, because again, they have become my favorite. I'm going to pull one out of here for guidance, and then we will read it out of the book. We've been doing it that way all week, and it's turned out great. We, of course, will close it out with nothing will come. Listen to me. With the Moonology Oracle, and the one that's showing up right now is nothing will come of this situation. It's the Void of Course Moon. This is one of my least favorite cards in this deck. It means that you're overthinking something. And then I love it. Look at that. The Queen of Cups comes out. We're going to use the Light Seers Tarot to clarify the water signs today. And I pulled this out earlier, and the Seven of Swords jumped out at me. Seven of Swords in tarot would be one of my least favorite tarot cards. And again, it definitely says that you're losing a belief in yourself. It's something about not believing that you can do something. All right, so that's the cards we're going to use today. I am setting up my affiliate. For those of you, I think Miss L, maybe Diana and Sandra. Dappy Co Graham on Twitch. Hello, thank you for joining us. So you guys will remember at the beginning, I'm sorry, guys. I dropped the Moonology Oracle everywhere. My bad. All right. Got him. Sorry. My bad. What are they saying? At the beginning when I started, I think Miss L was here with me at the beginning. I had affiliate marketing through Amazon where I would put the cards that we used in the description box, and then you could click on it and go to Amazon and make your purchase. And then I think we got, I don't remember what the percentage, I want to say it was like 10%. That we got for being affiliates, like putting the link there so you could click on it. It was super cool, super wonderful, but it was at the very beginning and we were a very small channel. I believe I did it when we were at 400 and I lost it. 6 months later because they let you keep it for 6 months. You have to make up to a certain amount of money for them. And if you don't, then they cut off your affiliate. You can reapply. But everything that I studied about the YouTube and all this stuff on social media told me to wait a little while before we reapplied. And I do feel like we are ready to do that. So that's something new too that we're going to be adding. And it's the affiliate. So I'll be telling you, how I always tell you guys which cards we use. I will be letting you know when that link will be in the description box. I'm just waiting for them to give me my thing and say yes. All right, so let's start with Cancer. 2252 because I seen it, Cancer. So Cancer, this is going to be for the week of November 6th through November 12th. We did talk about the astrology a little bit. We do have that lunar eclipse in Taurus, total lunar eclipse, coming on November 8th. And I do feel like that's very much the impactful energy that everyone is feeling. And we also have Mars retrograde. And Mars doesn't go retrograde every year, guys. I believe it's every 2 or 3. I think it's 3, every 3 years. I could be so wrong about that. But I know it's not like every year, like, or like, Mercury 3 times a year or something crazy like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit longer. So when it does go retrograde, it does sometimes can make you feel like there's a little bit of some heavy energy. And I am feeling that for the water signs. All right, guys. So here we go. Cancer energy of the week, November 6th through November 12th. So we have joy coming out. You delight in the love of life and bring spirit of fun to all that you do. I think that's actually what you're learning, Cancer. So Remember, I'm a Cancer rising. So joy is about, it's funny because I had this question. I was meditating in my morning meditation. I believe it was Monday morning. And I had this question where I was asking spirit, is joy and happiness the same thing? Like, um, if I'm, in happiness or like in the energy of being happy, is joy the same thing? And I was told no, that joy is not the same thing. Joy is little moments of extreme bursts of happiness. And I think what happens is when the energy is heavy, like it is, we tend to be more focused on the heavier things, and those little bursts of happiness come and they come in and go out so quickly that we don't notice them. And again, it's because our focus is on the heavy, more negative energy. So I feel like this week, Cancer, the lesson here or the energy is going to be find those little moments of joy and collect them. On the bottom, we have kindness. You're a humanitarian made of love, and you're able to share that energy with others. All right, so let's do magical times for your main spread. I had a pretty tough week last week, Cancer. I know most of you guys know I had to take some time off. I'm a worker. I do not like to take time off. I just want to keep going all the time. I'm an Aries everywhere, right? But I definitely had to stop and realize that I was missing those moments of joy because I was too worried about the heavy energy. All right, let's look at challenge or obstacle November 6th through November 12th for Cancer. I got two of them that came out. I have cycles and manifestation. So you're trying to manifest something. I feel you're right there because I am too. And I understand the frustration, definitely. And when I say you're trying to manifest something, I don't feel like you're just standing around going, oh, I wish this thing would just fall out of the sky and into my lap. That would be great, right? No, I see you actually working and doing something. There's so much movement in these cards. The cycles cards, here's what I'm going to say. I do feel like many times when we're at the end of a cycle, like before the next one can begin, and I've talked about this a little bit, especially since that Scorpio lunar eclipse, actually. But I've been saying this, that when that cycle is coming to an end, sometimes the things a little bit further down our journey, our soul's path, isn't quite prepared. It's not quite ready for us, right? And so we're having to wait as spirit, puts all the things together so that when we go down our path and we get there, it's ready for us. So yes, we're definitely experiencing a little bit of a slow period here, Cancer. And it's frustrating, right? Because you feel like you've done all the work and you're like, I just don't understand what else I'm supposed to do. I completely understand you. All right, let's look at lesson learned. Look at this. The happiness card comes out. How interesting, because I just got done talking about that story, right? And it says immense delight can be found in the smallest of things. Cultivate fluttering moments of joy. I swear to you, that's what it says. All right, so it's in lesson learned. For some of you, Cancer, I do feel like the energy is a little split. We have some new Cancer energy and we have some old Cancer energy in here. For some of you, I do feel like this, you're probably teaching other people this, right? But a lot of times it's that thing where you're able to give advice but not take it, you know what I'm saying, like take your own advice. It's something like that is kind of what I'm getting, and I'm dealing with the same thing too. I talked about it last week when I had to take off and do some self-care. I said, I always tell you guys, if your body's telling you that you need time off, then you need to take that time. It's important because what happens is when you don't, you just make the situation more difficult or more challenging because you're straying, right? It's like your body's saying, hey, over here. And you're like, nah, I don't want to deal with that yet. You know what I'm saying? And so you're straying. And so when you get realigned and pulled back in, well, yeah, it can definitely be very challenging, right? So for some of you, I do feel like you've already learned this lesson. It's very possible you're being forced to revisit. You're being forced to say, hey, do you understand this? You see what I'm saying? And I think that's kind of what happened to me, right? Or what's happening to me. All right, let's look at the outcome. What is the outcome? I love it. So what you're manifesting definitely comes in. Prosperity. Focus on the positive and more good will come. Give thanks for blessings and they will multiply. Prosperity begins in the mind. Yes, guys, it's definitely about what you're thinking. When we moved, we went through this little bit of a transition. We had changed times. Let me tell you guys something. When you're starting a YouTube channel, if you guys are going to go do this and you decide you want to go read tarot or you want to have a podcast, they're doing podcasts on YouTube now. I really would like to do something like that. But you know what I'm saying? Like if you decide you're going to start following your purpose and it consists of something like this, your thoughts are so important. If you continue to tell yourself that things are going to be difficult, then yes, they are going to be difficult. You have to keep your mind in a very positive, high vibrational energy to manifest. And that's being able to manifest anything. But I feel like you could be definitely trying to manifest money. When we went through the transition of moving, again, we were a little unstable. So what I was going to say is like, make sure that you're very consistent. Pick a time and stick to it. You know what I'm saying? Find the right time and then stick to it. Because consistency is what makes the algorithm throw your videos out, right? Especially when you're a small channel. And I'm sure you guys will notice that it's taking us 2 years to get to where we're at. Let me go look. And I'm just looking on YouTube. Remember, we're on Twitch, we're on Facebook and YouTube all at the same time. We're on 839 on YouTube right now. So that means it's taken me 2 years to get to 839. I want you guys to know that most of those 839 I have worked diligently for. And what I mean is you've either came to the Etsy shop, found me through Etsy and got a reading and said, oh, I'm going to go follow her channel. Or you came in here and I gave you a free reading and you hit the button. You see what I'm saying? I've worked diligently for all 839. I never paid for any kind of advertisement. I never got any of those, sub bot things or none of that stuff. Spirit told me to make an authentic tribe, and that is what I've been doing. It takes a long time, Cancer. It takes a long time. So I do feel like you're trying to manifest something. You're trying to make it come in. It's very possible you want it to help you in some way that has to do with material things. I get that. And I do feel like that's what comes in this week. Humor is on the bottom. Humor says, lighten that energy. Bring it up some. And remember, guys, whenever you're feeling sad or angry or grief or any of those like really low vibrational energies, all you have to do is start to find purpose, start to find reason, start to find understanding. You will start to bring that energy up. You will move into an unconditional love and enlightenment. And that's how you raise your energy. All right, so let's look at cycles and manifestations. Cancer, I do feel like you're at the end of a cycle and something just isn't quite ready for you. So we have the 5 of Wands coming out. It's very challenging, and Temperance. It's slow moving. I understand. Let's look at happiness. We have the World card coming out, Justice coming out. So I mean, that's pretty clear, right? The World card, new opportunities, an old cycle ending, a new cycle beginning. Justice. Sorry, guys. Now I have the hiccups. Justice is that Libra energy. It's very much that an injustice has been done. And I actually had an injustice done to me on this channel by a Libra. We won't talk about it, I promise. But you know what? Spirit had my back and we pushed through, right? And we're still here today, a whole year later. So, but you see what I'm saying? I do feel like that situation did slow down, because when we first started, we were on a very fast pace. I would say we had our first 500 subscribers within the first 3-4 months. You see what I'm saying? We've been fighting over a year for this last bit. And that definitely was due to the issue that we had. Of course, I'm just going to say it was a karmic issue. And those issues tend to take care of themselves when you stay in the light. And that's what I did. I just stayed in the light and I surrendered and I had all my faith, all my eggs in Spirit's basket. And again, we're still here today. So I'm just saying, like, I do feel like that some sort of injustice was done to you. And I do feel like that is being balanced out. That could be what's taking time to be put together, right? So that injustice can be balanced out so that it can clear your path and you can continue forward. We also have the Two of Cups coming out for prosperity and the Devil. I love it. So the I know you're like, what? I love the Devil card because I love my Capricorn. So, but the Two of Cups is a soulmate energy. And we all know about soulmates here, right? Soulmates, you see the two cups, you see them holding hands, you see the water going in both bowl. It's the I water you, you water me, we grow together. This is not a twin flame card. This is not a spiritual card. This is not a none of those things. This is a partnership, and that's what a soulmate is. And then Capricorn is here. I do feel like it's possible. For some of you, let's say you don't have a Capricorn that you love like me, right? It's very possible the puppet strings always stick out to me on the Light Seers Tarot. It's very possible that you somehow cut out the manipulation. You find someone that's trying to work with you and not trying to control you, right? And that definitely could be what's happening here. For some of you, the prosperity may be love and not actual money. For some of you, it could be saying, especially if you have a Capricorn, that that's who's going to help you. And look at that. 8 of Pentacles is on the bottom and she's working very diligently, isn't she? All right. Let's do some guidance. I love it, Cancer. I love it. I was a little nervous after the Earth sign readings, right? Like I didn't know. It seems like the Earth signs got a little bit of a spanking. But so far, it looks like fire and water is going to be okay. All right, Cancer, let's do some guidance. Remember, I'm just going to pull one, please, Spirit, and then we will read it out of the book. Thank you. All right, so we have Druid, hold space. In other words, don't give up. Again, if I'm talking to someone who's doing something like I'm doing, what I'm going to say here is don't quit. Don't quit. That's really the only trick to success is don't quit. You cannot be successful if you stop doing it. All right. So let's look at the Druid. It came out in the Earth signs yesterday too. Hold space. If you're on the twin journey, we know all about holding space, right? It says hold things together. Don't make any sudden moves or changes. Stand strong, knowing you are where you are supposed to be. I love this card. So clearly, again, the cycle is coming to an end. You're going to have to be patient just a little bit longer. Try to find the little bits of joy and happiness that you can as you're waiting for this prosperity to come in, Cancer. All right, let's close it out a little bit with the Moonology for Cancer. I just want to say to Cancer, I seen the Void of Course Moon at the beginning when we were getting the cards ready. A little bit of overthinking, and I'm kind of picking that up right now. All right, look at this. Expect powerful change. It's the new moon eclipse. A time for healing. I just want to say that slow-moving Sagittarius energy, Temperance, is also about healing. Spirit could be saying here, Cancer, and I don't mean to step on any toes. I'm stepping on my own as I say it, but it's very possible that you still have some healing to do before you can move forward. A time for healing was the Bosmic Moon, and I love this when it came out yesterday too. Don't let your past hold you back. It's the South Node. All right, Cancer. I hope that reading was helpful. Oh, I got to show you your bottom. It says that your dreams need a practical plan, a full moon in Taurus. And I just want to say it kind of resembles this energy to me. So something about a practical plan. All right, Cancer. I hope that reading was helpful. If it was, please hit that like button, like, share, comment, subscribe, all those very good things. It definitely does help my channel grow. All right, I'm going to clean up really quickly, guys, and then we will jump to Scorpio. I look over and all I see is Miss L's. Oh my gosh, wow, what happened? I'm always missing the things. I did watch that video over this morning, Miss L. I did notice that I had email too, Miss L. I haven't checked my email yet. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Running a little bit behind this morning. I slept in. Again, still some self-care from last week, right? I'm trying not to overdo. My energy is definitely still building itself up. I'll get to where I feel great and I think I'm fine, and I'll work for 2 or 3 hours, and then it's like I've ran a marathon and I gotta go take a nap. But yeah. Scorpio sun at 29 degrees. Look at Sandra. She has her degrees. Ooh, Mercury, 10 degrees in Scorpio. Interesting. I bet you have some really fun Mercury retrogrades. I thought mine was rough. So I bet too that I'm just guessing here with my little astrology student, I'm learning stuff. I bet that when we have Mercury retrogrades, yours, Sandra, deal with miscommunications, like misunderstandings, or like maybe somebody didn't say something and you felt it meant something, like because they didn't say it. Tell me if I'm wrong. Sandra says, I love them. She told me one day, this last one, she's like, Mercury Smirkery. And I don't know why, but it just made me crack up so bad. I am learning though. I'm learning like what different planets and different houses, signs mean, how they can affect you personally, like on a more personal level. That's why I really like that next 3 months. Guys, if you guys have not checked out the next 3 months reading in my Etsy shop, you are missing out. So it definitely uses your birth chart and our current astrological chart to see where you're headed in the next 3 months. And really right now, as we're dealing with this Mars retrograde and moving into the end of the year, it's definitely the perfect time. Sandra says yes or no communication. Yep. And I bet when there's no communication, you feel like you know what that means. But I'm going to tell you something that's going to shock you. It's not always right. I know, right? Like, what? So let's say someone doesn't communicate with you and you're like, well, they must be mad. Nope, not necessarily. All right. Miss L, have you had a chance to check out the Patreon? I was thinking about doing a live where we announce that we're opening Patreon. But I wanted to wait for you. I've never used Patreon, guys. I've definitely signed up for a few people that I know that I like, just to see how they do theirs. I even signed up for ones that I don't use. Like I signed up for this one gentleman. He does there's a name for it, but like where they swing the balls and they're on fire. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, there was someone in Katie's that I used to know that did this thing. I know there's a name for it, but anyway, and I always thought it was super cool. And so when I was on Patreon looking to check it out, I seen somebody had one. So I totally signed up for a month of his too, just so I could see, how he did his. Oh, look at you guys pulling cards for each other. I love you guys so much. All right, let's do Scorpio. Scorpio 4355 because I seen it. So Scorpio, this is going to be for November 6th through November 12th. We do have that lunar eclipse in Taurus on November 8th. It is going to bring some intense energy, a little bit of some fast forward movement for you, Scorpio. I don't feel like it's going to be like anything slow or stagnant. It's definitely about movement here. I didn't expect that, Miss Tina. I thought it was going to be something slow. But I do want to say too, Scorpio, Mars retrograde, and that's probably the energy that is affecting you the most because Mars definitely deals with Scorpio, right? And Aries. All right. So let's see. Energy of the week. I'm using the power of love, activation, of cause and effect. All right, so whatever is happening right now is due to something that you did, Scorpio. I wonder if Scorpio is going to get the spanking today. Who was it in the Earth signs? I think it was Taurus, right? All right, so it says you're aware that the love you create in your thoughts is an agent of change and the foundation of your results. I don't think it's necessarily a thought, Scorpio. I think it's an action. I think you're doing something that's bad for you. You know that you're doing something that's bad for you, and it's something that's happened, cause and effect. It means like something's gotten worse, right? Let's see. I'm trying to think of an example. I don't like to talk about health, but that's like the perfect example, right? And again, I'm just using this as an example. Let's say I'm a smoker and I smoke cigarettes and I smoke all the time and I'm struggling to breathe. Well, if I don't put the cigarette down, you see what I'm saying? It may get worse. Let's say I get like bronchial asthma, or not that. What's the bronchitis? Let's say I get bronchitis a lot, right? And it's because I smoke. Well, if I keep smoking and I keep getting bronchitis, do you know what bronchitis turns in? You see what I'm trying to say? It just keeps getting worse and worse. So cause and effect. It's like you did something or didn't. It's like you either did it or did it, but you knew what was going to happen on the other side, right? I'm almost seeing like a little teeter-totter on a playground. It's like you knew if you sat on it that this side was going to come up. It's very possible that you tried to ignore it. I am kind of getting that a little bit. Like you tried to ignore it. I just want to turn the bottom card over to show you confirmation. Spirit loves me very much. Action is on the bottom, Scorpio. So you're definitely having to do something. As the rest of us are kind of going within, dealing with some heavy energy within. Lunar eclipses are within. It's really interesting to me that this whole thing started with the Scorpio lunar eclipse. We're in Taurus now. Taurus got a spanking yesterday, and it looks like Scorpio is coming right behind. All right, so let's pull. I just want to say, I'm not giving you guys the spankings, okay? It's not me. I want to come out here and be like, yes, everything's going to be great. We're all going to have fun. It's going to be a good time. I'm just telling you what comes, and I can't like, lie or say something you want to hear. You see what I'm saying? I'm not that person. I just can't do it. Maybe next week Scorpios will be better. I don't know. All right, let's look at challenge or obstacle for Scorpio. Challenge or obstacle. Wow, I did not see that coming, and I just got the goosebumps like up my back. All right, so the Destiny card comes out, and it says, acknowledge your mission. Align with your purpose. You have gifts to share with the world. So it has nothing to do with cigarettes. It's your purpose. You know what your purpose is, or you have a pretty good idea of what you're supposed to be doing, and you're not doing it. That's crazy. Remember I said some people are still like digging their nails in, like, no, I won't go. You can't make me. And then that's when the whole free will comes in, right? This is really interesting because this is big, Scorpio. I know I'm laughing and I'm trying to make the energy as light as possible here. But this is important that you understand. And so here's what I'm going to say. We all have purpose. Me and Messina were just talking about this morning. Like, she was talking about Robin Williams. And I said, what do you think Robin Williams' purpose was? And, a lot of people would say she didn't. I did. But, a lot of people would say like comedy to make people laugh. Yes. But what else? Robin Williams always talked about depression. Did you guys know that? I'm sure you do. You've seen it. I mean, he's passed away. But You know what I'm saying? When he was alive, he always talked about how, he struggled with depression. And it was always so shocking to me because he was such a funny guy and he was always laughing, right? That was his tool. That was what he used to fight his depression. You see what I'm saying? And what was his purpose? His purpose was to come out in the world and speak his truth. And his truth is, hey, I have depression and I struggle with it every day. So when we were sitting at home watching Robin Williams on our big TV and we seen, oh my gosh, Robin Williams has depression too? What? You know what I'm saying? And now all of a sudden we feel human again. And we feel like, hey, if Robin Williams can do this and I can do this, you see what I'm saying? That's your purpose. That's what a purpose is. You've went through something that other people are going through and they need your help to be able to get through it. And you've already been through it and you're supposed to show them how to do that. All right, let's look at lesson learned. We have healing. It says, bless all in need of healing, hope, and love. Spirit, grant us strength and wisdom. Guide us to the path of wellness. So this could still have something to do with health here. Maybe your purpose has something to do with a health situation. That's interesting, right, Miss Tina? I'm just saying, yeah, like maybe you're wanting to like take a class, learn CPR, learn first aid, something like that. You see what I'm saying? And it's like you've been hearing about it, you've probably been seeing signs about it, but you haven't been taking any action towards it. And again, that's just one example. Love is here. I could be talking to a Scorpio that's on the twin journey, of course. I do feel like you are still healing, Scorpio. But I do feel it's going to be about unconditional love. You have something that you need to share with the world, and it is part of your purpose. Here's what I'm going to say here. Funny, the cycles card is on the bottom. Here's what I'm going to say here. We dealt with this a little bit yesterday in the comments. How do I say this without pissing Scorpio off? Well, it's just fact. You can't get mad at me. It's just a fact. Remember how we talked about how Scorpio is the still water, the really, really deep, still water. Pisces and Cancer, also water signs, are flowing water. Scorpio is this big pool in the sky, right? It's big, dark, endless pool. And it definitely kind of deals with like your insides, right? Scorpio inside is that way. Their emotions are very, very deep and sometimes can be tending towards like the dark, heavier, sadder type of energy, right? So again, I'm not trying to step on any toes here. I'm just spitting out some facts, right? And it's not anything, I'm not making this up, you know what I'm saying? How's the all-star guy say? He says, I'm not creating the wheel, right? So I'm not trying to be mean here, Scorpio, but you are a very deep, intense type of emotional person on the interior. On the outside, the exterior, you are completely different because you don't show people that inside, right? You show very few people that inside. I will say that there are more Scorpios in my soul tribe than anyone else. My counterpart is a Scorpio, so I definitely understand the deep, intense emotional feelings. A lot of times when I'm feeling the other energy, I feel this pool, this deepness. It scares me. I gotta say, Scorpio, you're a very strong person to deal with this in an entire lifetime, because when I feel that energy, I feel like I'm drowning. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. I feel like it's so much water that I'm drowning. Remember, I'm a fire sign and I have fire all in my chart. So to me, when I see this big, deep, dark, intense pool of deep emotion, it scares me. And I can't imagine living my life in this transformation and constantly healing from that. So I just want to say you're badass, Scorpio. I'm not putting you down in any way, but you are very emotional inside and it goes very, very deep. I do feel like there's some sort of healing happening here. And maybe that's why you haven't went towards your purpose. Maybe that's why you've kind of been taking the back seat a little bit and not wanting to push too hard, definitely. But I do feel like unconditional love moves in this week. So again, Scorpio, clearly the water signs is going to be about free will, okay? And I'm not going to get into a whole argument about the free will conversation because we could fight for days. But So what's going to happen is there's going to be someone or something that comes into your environment, and it's going to need your unconditional love. And I feel like you're going to know whoever this someone or something is, and you're going to struggle within to give this person unconditional love. But I do feel like you do it. And then on the card, it says, listen to your heart, embrace what makes you happy. There are 1 million reasons to love. All right. For some of you, this is going to be about forgiveness. For some of you, this is about a person, like a romantic person. All right. Let's look at destiny. Acknowledge your mission. Align with your purpose. You have gifts to share with the world, Scorpio. 10 of Cups and the Ace of Swords comes out. So we are the 10 of Cups, happy home, happy family. So Scorpio, it's in your challenges or obstacle. Again, please don't shoot the messenger. What I'm getting here is there's some situation in the home life that is not happy. You're not happy about it. You want it to change. You don't like it. You want some sort of new thing. Ace of Swords is here, and it's a new thing. Aces are always new. You're trying to create it, manifest it, think it up, something. You could be trying to even block something out. I'm kind of getting that there too with the Ace of Swords. So it's almost like you feel like, so you're hearing me and you're like, okay, so here's Scorpio sitting at home, and Rosa says, I have this mission, I have this purpose, I have this thing I'm supposed to go do. But at home, I have this chaos, or I have this sadness, or I have something that's not of a higher vibrational, right? So how am I supposed to go out into the world and teach people this if at home I'm dealing with this situation? Do you see what I'm trying to say here, Scorpio? All right, so that's kind of the same thing like we were just talking about with that pool that's inside, right? That deep, intense pool of emotion that just goes deep, deep, deep. There's just endless, right? It's the same type of thing. On the outside, do you walk around acting that way? You do not. You encourage people, you cheerlead, you tell them they can, you push them to go more. I mean, I'm just saying my Scorpio counterpart definitely kept me going physically. I don't talk about this a whole lot, but like after the divorce, I went through a little bit of a depression, and I went through a little bit of a period of life like where I was drinking a lot. And both Miss Tina and my counterpart, Scorpios, both of them always encouraging me. It's going to be okay. You can do this. You're a badass. You've already got this far. You see what I'm saying? And definitely helped me keep going. So here's what I'm going to say. Even though you're dealing with something, does that mean that what you have is of no worth? That's not true, Scorpio. It's of great worth. The Destiny card came out. I mean, first one. So I'm just saying great worth. There's something very important you're supposed to be doing. We have the Emperor here. The Emperor is Aries, but it's about stepping up into your power. And we have the Six of Pentacles. So it's possible that the healing you're going through is what helps you step up into your power. But it's also possible that there's an Aries around you. Hi, guys. Love you. And there's an Aries around you that will definitely assist you or help you in some way. Then let's look at the love card. So we have the Magician. The Magician is about manifestation. And we also have the Eight of Cups. The Magician can also be manipulation. I'm kind of getting that. Manifestation. Someone could be trying to manifest an out, like how do I get out of this situation and start a new situation, right? Some people are trying to not deal with a certain situation, and the thing they're trying to not deal with is the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is definitely about getting on your path, right? I know everybody says it's walking away. For some of you, there may be something that you need to walk away from. For most of you, I feel like it's just getting on your path. And whatever the situation was, it's already finished. It's already gone. And you've kind of been in this healing period. And it's like, it's time to get moving is what I'm picking up on. So here we go. Five of Swords is on the bottom. Five of Swords, negative thinking, Scorpio. Make sure that you're keeping your thoughts very, very positive. All right, let's pull a guidance card out for Scorpio. Let's just do one. That's not true. We got 2. Ooh, Scorpio's got a guardian angel, and someone recently passed. I mean, like real recent. That's interesting to me. So Miss Tina, that's not you. And you do have a guardian angel, though. You are not alone. That's what the card says. But there's an energy. Wow. All right, so this doesn't happen very often, so I'm just gonna spit it out. I get like there's a new energy. It's like an older woman, and I feel like there's a Scorpio who's listening, and she just wants you to know to protect yourself. It says surround yourself with protective energy. I got the shakes a little bit, like they're nervous. There's something about being nervous, or like I don't know. But I'm just going to say, Scorpio, if that's for you, then your person is definitely reaching out. Very recently crossed over. I mean, just very, very recently. And could be a grandmother. All right, let's pull some moonology. If that wasn't for you, Scorpio, then you could already have someone who's very close to you who has passed and become your guardian angel and is asking you to protect yourself and surround yourself with protective energy. And it's falling on that healing card. You see that? So if you're dealing with a medical situation, absolutely. All right. So we have a look at the bigger picture. It's the full moon in Sagittarius. Step out of your comfort zone. It's the North Node. This is exactly what's happening. That's your destiny. That's where you're headed. That's where you got to go to. And we have take time to breathe out. It's the dismenting moon. On the bottom, luck is on your side. Thank you, Spirit. New moon and Sagittarius. All right, Scorpio, I'm going to leave it right there. I hope that reading was helpful. If it was, please hit that like button, like, share, comment, subscribe, all those good things. And I'll be right back, guys. All right, guys. Woo. The Scorpio every time never fails. We'll definitely have to take some big breaks from that one. I'm starting to question myself now, though. I'm wondering if it was like really recent or it's just because it was so strong. But it was very strong. But I'm gonna stick with the really, really recent. You can tell when something gets me because I get quiet. I talk. If something happens, all of a sudden I'll get quiet. I didn't feel like it was bad or anything like that. It was definitely very nurturing energy, but it's someone who's definitely very concerned. All right, let's do Pisces. So sorry, excuse me. All right, Pisces, let's do 103.43 because I've seen it. All right, Pisces, this is going to be for November 6th through November 12th. Still having to take some deep breaths from Scorpio. So we do have the lunar eclipse. It's in Taurus on November 8th. That is going to be very strong energy. I'm sure everyone's already feeling it. Mars retrograde, also very heavy energy. That started October 30th. Mars retrograde is that masculine energy. So definitely a lot going on there. Okay. So we're using the power of love activation card. So Pisces, let's see, what is your energy? November 6th through November 12th. We have evolution. You realize that obstacles are merely lessons on your path to love. That doesn't really tell me a lot. I can't really feel if the obstacle is still there. I'm going to say it's probably not. So you could be wondering like why you had to deal with a certain thing, Pisces, like why you had to meet a certain person, why you had to fall in love with a certain person, something like that. Pisces, you could be learning that that is your twin, and you have catapulted your spiritual awakening. I was telling Miss Al, like everyone's spiritual awakening comes different. For example, you know, I don't know how Robin Williams had his, but I'm sure it had something to do with his depression, right? Mine just happened to happen when I, you know, met my counterpart, and this particular twin journey happened. Everyone has a different type of journey, right? And not everyone has a twin. Like Robin Williams doesn't have a twin, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? His purpose was something else. But I do feel like Pisces, it's very possible that you're learning you do have a strong purpose, and it's going to have something to do with this particular journey. Let's look at challenge or obstacle. So we have prosperity coming out. Focus on the positive and more good will come. Give thanks for blessings and they will multiply. Prosperity begins in the mind. It's very possible this is about a material situation, but I'm kind of picking up here that this is going to be about your thoughts again. So that really happened with all the water signs now. That's going to be Cancer, Scorpio, and now Pisces. Definitely some very heavy negative thinking, which means you guys aren't listening to me when I'm saying replace those negative thoughts with something positive. And I know it sounds stupid. I remember when I had to do it, I still have to do it. Sometimes I'm like so frustrated with myself. You ever get frustrated with yourself and you're just like, I just suck so bad, you know what I'm saying? Or something like that. You just put yourself down or say something. I have to replace that with, no, you don't. You're wonderful. You're super. You're great. You do great things. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to replace those. And the more I replace them, the less I have negative thinking. You see what I'm trying to say? So it's very important, Pisces. We have the faith card. Believe you are not alone. Spirit is right beside you. Ask for guidance and it will come. So yes, I'm kind of picking up on a Pisces. It's on this very spiritual journey. I do feel like there's been some sort of separation. You now feel like you're on your own, and Spirit's trying to say, no, you're not on your own in the least. And the journey card comes out. Thank you, Spirit. I love you so much. So much. All right. So a big confirmation from Spirit there. Focus on how far you've come, not how far you have to go. You will find help in unexpected places. All right, so let's pull a little tarot to see what is going on with Pisces. Let's look at that prosperity. Is it about money or is it about love? Could be about money. Queen of Pentacles comes out. Queen of Pentacles is about resources. This could be about you learning that you're your own resource. Absolutely. Look at that. Four of Cups. All right, so the Four of Cups is here. Three of Cups. Notice they're always looking at the three cups they have. They don't see the offer. Spirit's trying to give them the fourth cup right here. You see it coming in? She's not even looking at it. So it's like, I'm trying to make something, probably money, prosperity, growth, expansion of some sort. I mean, you have evolution, so you're awakening. And it's like, I don't have all the ingredients. And Spirit's like, I'm right here. I'm trying to give you this thing, but you're not looking at it. The Faith card is here. You're not alone. We have Page of Wands, spiritual awakening, and Eight of Pentacles. You have some work to do. You have some serious work to do, Pisces. This is definitely the card that says, get to work. I feel like you've already been doing it. Again, I do feel like you've started the process, but it's like you're at this period, Pisces, where you're like, well, I can't move forward without this one thing, right? The Journey card is here, Eight of Swords. It's a self-restriction. What you're telling yourself is not necessarily true. You can move forward. May it be, it's possible that it's going to be uncomfortable. I think that's more likely. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. It's going to be uncomfortable because it's going to take a long time. The Knight of Pentacles is very slow moving energy. And I just want to say it's interesting to me that the Eight of Swords, which is about breaking away from self-restrictions, and the Knight of Pentacles, which is about lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, is falling literally on top of the Journey card. So clearly a Pisces that's on the twin journey, clearly a Pisces that may be in I say clearly and then may, you're in separation, you're not together, and that's why you're feeling like you're on your own. I went through that too. And that's how I know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, so that you know, hey, you're not alone. All right, one card for Pisces. We have the Animal Guardian. Ooh, Pisces, do you have any pets? All right, it says trust your instincts. Interesting. I seen pets right away, so I feel like it's possible that you have pets and they do help you heal. Absolutely. If you don't, Pisces, I would definitely recommend. All right, Animal Guardian. All right. It says, trust the powerful animal spirit within to learn more about yourself and your talents. Pisces, I'm definitely picking up the animal spirit. Animal, make sure you know what your animal spirit is. Do some research on that if you need to. Reach out to me if you need some help figuring it out. But there's definitely something here about that. And I'm going to read what the card is about. It says, the Animal Guardian is the card that represents the angel of the animal kingdom. Animals are angels of nature who have incredible lessons to offer and medicine that can support you on your spiritual journey and help you survive some of your greatest challenges. My Spencer, for sure. Anyway, it says, when you connect with the energies of animals, you can learn a lot about yourself and the earth. You also have the instinctive animal energy within that can direct you towards everything you need. So trust your instincts, Pisces. The Animal Guardian card depicts a tribal angel being held and supported by her animals. She has a love for them and they have a love for her, demonstrating how incredibly connected nature is with the spiritual realm. So clearly the animals are going to be super important for you in that feeling of being alone at the moment. All right, let's close it out for Pisces with the Moonology Oracle. Remember, Pisces, this is going to help with your thoughts and emotions. I'm sensing that there is a Pisces out here that could be struggling with Dark Night of the Soul. I had Dark Night of the Soul energies all in my Etsy shop. Guys, if you're struggling with Dark Night of the Soul, make sure to check out the Etsy shop. The Celtic Cross is the reading that I would recommend. Could definitely help you see like why you're experiencing these heavy energies and how to get out of them. All right, so we have a new star is coming, the new moon. I love it. Your hard work is paying off. It's new moon in Capricorn. And look at the bigger picture, which has come out several times. Full moon in Sagittarius. All right, Pisces, I'm going to leave it right there. I hope this reading was helpful. If it was, please hit that like button, like, share, comment, subscribe, all those very good things. And that's it, guys. That's going to be the water signs readings for November 6th through November 12th. Thank you so much for coming in here and hanging out with me, guys. And thank you for all of you ladies keeping the comments going. It definitely helps. This is the time, guys, that I will offer free readings. So I see you, Facebook. I see you, Twitch, YouTube. Let me know, guys, in the comments if you are interested, if you have a question, one question, please, or if you would just like to get some guidance. Just let me know. don't forget, guys, we are going to, especially Pisces here, right? We are going to be doing that twin flame current energy update live for November. This is our second month doing it live. We did October's live, and I thought it went really well. We're going to be doing that tonight, guys, 7 p.m. Central Time. Ooh, interesting. Interesting, Sandra. That Scorpio still has me. Like, I'm going to be thinking about that for days. I think I know what it is, and I think that's why it was so hard. Oh wow. But it's interesting to me. Like, I mean, everyone can do what I'm doing, guys. There's no magic trick here. It's just energy. We all learn, feel, read energy. The more you do it, the better you get, right? That's anything at all. But I will say that the mediumship has gotten a lot stronger for me. And I didn't expect that. I used to run from that type of stuff. When I was younger, I would think that I saw, people that had passed, and I would freak out about it, right? Like, I would be scared. And like, I remember being a child and driving in the vehicle. My mom drove everywhere she went, and she moved a lot. So we were in a car a lot. But I remember driving and like seeing the spirit, like driving down the road, and the spirit face like came up to the window and then like went down the road with us as we were driving down the road, just having a whole conversation with me. And it scared me, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, I didn't look scary. It wasn't like a monster with shiny teeth or nothing like that. It was just a person that had passed. And I think they were freaking out. You know what I mean? A lot of times when people pass, like, if, the first, few minutes of the transition can be a little whatever, right? Not everyone gets the whole, white light and tunnel saying this way. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's kind of what I was dealing with in that particular situation. But I dealt with several different situations. We moved a lot, like I said. And so a lot of times in homes, that's the big thing for me is homes. I can walk into someone's home and I can tell you whether someone's passed there or not, right? I know that's weird, but I used to be able to do this like even when I was younger. And people thought it was weird, so I just didn't talk about it. And then I strayed away from it. Like, I wasn't trying to talk to the dead people, you know what I'm saying? It scared me at first. I was really creeped out by it. And then my twin journey happened, and then I catapulted my spiritual awakening, right? And then the mediumship came in super strong and super heavy and very direct. Whereas that guy that was talking to me about, like he was freaking out about where he's supposed to go, like these people come to me, it's very direct. It's like, I need you to say this thing to this person. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes I get scared, not because I'm scared of them or anything like that, but I get scared that I'm not going to get the message right, or I'm going to mess it up or something like that. And I'll panic, you know what I'm saying? And that's normally like when I'll get quiet, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I want to get it right. I want to do it. I'm so grateful for my journey. I cannot explain to you guys how grateful I am that I went through this experience. And I know that most people just hear the word twin flames and they just regurgitate, you know what I'm saying? I get that. I totally do. But I think it's the reason that happens is because we're focused on the person. The moment you get focused on your purpose, like, why did I meet this person? What was the purpose of all of this? You see what I'm saying? When you start doing that, that's when spirit starts to guide you into you following your mission, your life's purpose, what your soul chose for this lifetime. But I didn't know that the mediumship was going to be a part of that, right? Like, and I didn't know. So in the Etsy shop, I've had the Etsy shop for like 2 years. And it's so funny because I was just talking to Sandra about this morning. I'm really not trying to brag. But okay, so since I started the Etsy shop, it's been 5 out of 5 stars. All of them. There's over 300 readings. I have one that gave me 2 stars at the very beginning. I don't think she was a twin, and I said so, and I think it upset her or hurt her feelings. And then there was another one that I turned in late, and she gave me 4. And I understand, no worries. I understand, no problem. But my point is, most of those readings out of those 300 come back with, "Oh my God, how did you know?" Or, "Oh my God, this is crazy." Or, "Wow, you're so good." Or, "Wow, this." And I thought, like, I must be a really good tarot reader, right? No, they're all twins, right? Spirit drew them to me, right? And my message resonates with them because they're experiencing the same things, right? So yeah, that's kind of what's happened in the Etsy shop. With the mediumship, I get a lot of messages, especially with people, and please don't anyone get upset. But it's with people that have lost spouses. And I will say that I do believe that the reason that is because it's either a spouse or somebody very, very close. And I mean like children. I don't mean like your mom, your dad, your grandpa, the people you expect to pass. No, not them. These are people that had someone pass in their life that was not expected to pass, right? We're not supposed to outlive our children, and we want our spouse to be with us as long as possible. Collectively in my tribe, before I met all of you guys, right? That's the things we deal with. We have people that have lost children, we have people that have lost spouses. So that's why the spirit draws those people to me, and that's why the readings can be so accurate. So in case you guys didn't know, I do also do mediumship readings in my Etsy shop. If that's something that you're interested in, please make sure to check that out in the description box. But yeah. That's exactly kind of what just happened to me, Sandra. It was so weird, and I feel like I know the person, and that's even scarier. So I'm just like, ooh. But I'm just gonna be calm, and I have faith and spirit, and if that's the case, I will hear about it. And yeah, so the funny thing is our bodies, our human bodies, normally the reaction is to be sad when someone passes, right? Right now I'm sad because I'm sad for the person that I know their grandmother just is passed. But I'm not sad for her. You see what I'm saying? Because I know she's great. She's totally fine. It's funny how backwards we do that in this lifetime. I don't know if we did that in every lifetime, but it does seem like we rejoice when babies come and we cry when souls go. And it's so backwards. We do that so backwards. We really should be rejoicing when the soul goes home. We should be throwing parties and fireworks and having extreme happiness in our hearts for them, but we don't, because we're human and we're selfish. And if we don't mean to be selfish, it's just the human experience, right? And so we are sad that that person is gone, and we cry and we feel like we're left alone, and that's actually not true. We're not left alone. We actually, like the guardian angel card that came out, that grandma is going to protect him more than she ever was able to protect him in her physical life. Do you see what I'm saying? So I know it's hard to listen to all that and be like, I understand, because I know that you still feel how you feel. Um, Again, that's just our human experience, but really we should always rejoice when someone goes home, for sure. I hope that when I go home, all of everyone rejoices, for sure. I want parties everywhere. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Don't forget, we'll be back tonight, 7 p.m. We're going to do the Twin Flame Current Energy Update. This is our second one we're going to do. I'm super excited about it. We did October's live, and it went very well. Don't forget, guys, I will also offer free current energy readings for twins at the end of that live. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure to come back and join us. And I will see all of you guys tonight. Thank you so much for coming in. Oh, thank you, Sandra. I love you guys so much. I'm always, always, always sending all of you abundant love and light on your journey. Thank you guys.